this is Jamie. I want to welcome you to my channel today. Hope you're all doing well and staying safe. Today I'm going to do the Alice in Wonderland tag. I was tagged by Told You What Colors, and if you have not watched her video, if you want to go back to her video, I'll have her video in the link below, in the description below, so you can click on it. I think I'll just just do the video itself in the link below so you can check out her answers. And I figured why I answer the questions, I am going to color and work on a page in this book. Now, this book, I have a buddy color with Julianette art, and this page I'm actually altering for the Create Your Wonderland hashtag for the November Mad Tea Party. So I'm going to be doing the Alice tag, the Create Your Own Wonderland, plus the November Mad Tea Party 2025. And I've already started, and I'll kind of show you what I've done. But let me show you the picture that we are coloring. I'll just put a little screen thing of what we're doing together. It's a little girl sitting at a table. Looks like she's having a little tea party. And Julianette had mentioned on her channel, it looked like she was playing pretend, like she was playing Alice in Wonderland pretend. And I thought, oh, I can really do something with this, I think. So I asked her if she wanted to do a buddy color. She said yes. And so I started it last night, and I had a lot of fun. Just, yeah, Alicifying this book. What can I say? And yeah, I will show you what I've got so far. So this is what I've done so far. Let's just zoom in because this is a tiny book. As you can see, I've added stickers. So what I've done here is originally this poster had leaves on it, and I created it to be an Eat Me cake poster, or I guess picture, because it has a frame. And then we need to have a Drink Me frame too, so I added that in there too. And then there's a clock in Alice in Wonderland, so I added a clock plus some roses around the clock. And then I put a Mad Hatter's hat on her dog, because I'm going to try to make him look like the Mad Hatter dog. And then all of her drawers, I used different washi tapes that were like floral type washing tapes, and her handles are all mushrooms. And then for her tablecloth, I used a certain kind of washi tape that has like a ruffle, and the only one I have is black, but it's fine because we have black elements in the picture, so it works. And I tried to make her cushion the same color as the dresser, but wooden legs on the table. And those were done with Prismacolor pencils. And oh, and this book down here, you originally had a diamond, and I changed it to a heart, so it fits some of the Alice prompts. Let me just zoom out a little before I start coloring. And maybe if I take away the glare, it will be easier for you to see what I'm doing. Maybe if I back up, I can lower this down. Just try to make it so that there's not a shadow, but if I don't, I'm trying to use the natural light to do this. But if I have the light on, you can see the glare from the stickers. So I think you can see it better with the light on. But yeah, there's going to be a glare. So I apologize about that. and I can see better coloring when the light's on. So what I'm thinking about doing, okay, I'm just sorry, just trying to adjust it so you guys can see the whole picture, is I'm thinking I'm going to turn this cat into the Cheshire Cat, and this cat down here, turn it into Dinah. There's just books right here, and she has her own tea set, and obviously I'm going to turn that into Alice. And I'm not so sure what I want to do for the background yet, but I figured we'll figure it out as we get going. But as you can tell, I've already added several Alice in Wonderland prompts by just adding in these stickers and stuff. And I have different sorts of stickers. I have Alice in Wonderland stickers that I got on Amazon, and I've got this like half cut tape set. They're all Alice stickers. Yeah, I have like a collection of stickers, and I just look through them and see what I can find that would work for this particular type of thing. And yeah, so we'll just get started, and I'm going to record this with like a voiceover of me answering the questions, if that makes sense. All right, guys, let's get started with these questions. I kind of changed the screen a little bit so you guys could see better. So the first question for the Alice in Wonderland 2025 tag is, would you follow the rabbit down the rabbit hole like Alice did? And my answer to that would be, if I was a kid, there would be no way. I was always scared of things as a kid, so I would never just go down a mysterious hole, and let alone follow a rabbit, you know. But as an adult, trying to change my life and do new things and find new adventures, I would say yes, because you never know what could be on the other side of the mystery. You never know. Number 2 is, what would your number 1 rule be if you were Queen of Wonderland? This one was really hard for me. I really did like Jennifer's answer, Told You Would. She gives a really good answer to this one. And I had to think about this one for a little while, I'll be honest. And I guess my rule would be, anything you can imagine, you can create it. So if you can imagine something like a self-mixing something or other, or a pot with legs, all of a sudden it would just pop up. Anything you could imagine, you can have. And like if you wanted to have a hybrid plant and you wanted to crossbreed between a rose and a lily, you could have a rosolily. You know, anything you imagine, you can have. But I also wanted to put that everyone can own their own panda fly, because in my Wonderland, there would be pandas that have butterfly wings, and they would be tiny, and everyone can own their own, and their purpose is to give compassion and love to their familiar or to their person, and they would be able to talk to you and give you support, kind of like a support friend. And if someone upsets the queen, they would get turned into a frog. Now, I was thinking maybe I wouldn't do frog. I wasn't sure if I'd do frog or if I would do an elf, like one of those tiny little elves that they say live in like Iceland and stuff. but I decided to do frog because then they can still live out in the wild and stuff, and they can earn back their right to be human, but as a penalty, they would turn into a frog. But so I kind of elaborated on that one. It says, what other holidays do you think Wonderland celebrates besides Unbirthdays and Frabjous Day? And Frabjous Day is the one where in this live action, she kills that dragon creature, and they have a celebration and everything like that. And I would say we would have Silly Hat Day, because the Mad Hatter and his family, they created hats for a living, and all their hats were very extravagant. And so I feel that they would have a day every year, or maybe more than once a year, that would be Silly Hat Day. And people would wear silly hats all day long, the silliest hats they could find. Or you could wear your best hat, like say if you were invited to the castle or something like that. I thought that would be kind of funny. I did also think it would be funny to have a day of the week dedicated to something, like on tacos, everybody gets a free taco. So free Taco Tuesdays, Taco Tuesdays, everybody gets a free taco. Number 4, who would you want to spend your time with most in Wonderland? And I picked 2. I said the Mad Hatter and the White Rabbit. The reason why I say the Mad Hatter is because I feel like he would be very humorous and be just someone that you could just be silly and be yourself around. And I would like to spend some time with the White Rabbit because I remember when Alice went into his house, he was very clean, and he tries to be punctual even though he's late and things like that. But there's just something about the White Rabbit that I really, really like, because he's trying the best he can be no matter what. And I feel like me and the White Rabbit are similar in personality. So yeah, that's why I said him. The next one I have is number 5. Do you love to sing? Would you join a choir singing flowers in Wonderland and try to get a solo part? Well, I sing to myself. I don't really sing in public. And so there would be no solos for me, that's for sure. If there was a whole bunch of singing flowers, first off, I would want them to give me a song that had some beat. Maybe I would give a little drumming solo or something. But I would like to dance. So I would want to dance while they were singing, and have all those little bread butterflies flying around, and get down with the flowers type of thing. Not so sweet and innocent type of thing. More like a drum party, like a drum circle. Number 6 is, would you want to find your way out of Wonderland, or would you want to stay? That really depends on the day. Because some days I just need to get away. I need a break from my world. It's chaotic and crazy, and I just want to be somewhere else. And that is when I would go to Wonderland. And the reason why I wouldn't just stay there forever is because I would miss my kids too much. If they can't come with me, then I want to come back so I can be with them. And whether I want to accept it or not, I am an adult and I need to do the adult thing and, you know, do what I need to do to live in the real world. But it would be nice to have a dreamlike escape that made you feel cozy and comfortable and loved and accepted all of the time. So that's my answer. Number 7, who would your best friend or friends be in Wonderland? So obviously I said the Mad Hatter because I think he would be hilarious. He would be the kind of character you wouldn't need a TV, you wouldn't need a game. He's enough of a character that he would keep your mind busy for hours, and it would just be so much fun to just spend time with him and listen to his stories and just everything. And then the other one is the caterpillar. I really like the caterpillar. I think in his philosophical way, he's very smart, and especially in the live action movie, I feel like he gives a lot of really good advice to Alice, and but the Mad Hatter gave really good advice. The Mad Hatter said that she had lost her muchness. She just needs to find her muchness. And the caterpillar gave her really good advice. And he said, "Who are you?" And she said, "I'm Alice." And he goes, "Not quite." But towards the end, he said, "You're more like her than you were before because she changed to the person she needed to be." So, yeah, I like both of them. Number 8 is, which movie do you prefer, animated or live action? So I enjoy both of the movies. I do like the live action for the actors, and there's more of a plot. And then there's the second movie that you can follow up on, which is Alice Through the Looking Glass, which I thoroughly enjoy, and they introduce more characters in that. And you find out about the Mad Hatter's family and the Clockman and everything like that. And that's really cool. And then I really love the cartoon because the cartoon is a classic. I love all Disney classic films, like Snow White and Little Mermaid and all those really, really old school ones. And something when I was watching, and I don't know if you guys have noticed this or not, I'd have to look it up to know for sure, but Alice's voice in the cartoon, is it the same voice as Wendy on Peter Pan? Now I've got you thinking. Let me know in the comments if that is the same actor that plays Wendy from Peter Pan and Alice in Alice in Wonderland. Because I was watching it and I would color at the same time, and I'd look up and I'm thinking, that sounds awfully a lot like Wendy. But of course it was Alice I was watching. So that's a question for you. And I love the illustration style. I think the illustration style is really fun and whimsical. One of my favorite little characters in the illustrations is that little sweeping dog when she gets lost. I would love to have a sweeping dog. And it could just sweep up my whole house. And can I have a vacuum dog too? And a mop dog? So, yeah. Anywho, we'll go to the next question. But yeah, I think those are fun characters. Number 9, if you could continue to return to Wonderland and reality whenever you wanted, would you continue to visit Wonderland? And my answer said, of course. Who wouldn't want to have a break every once in a while, visit the non-reality, and go and have a good time and feel like you're on like a little bit of a vacation, or if there's problems in Wonderland, solve those problems for a change instead of solving the ones going on in reality. And I guess all in all, the problems that you could solve in Wonderland may help you in your problems in life. So, yeah, of course I would. Of course. As long as I can wake back up. You can see I'm trying to make this cat look like the Cheshire Cat. And I had to go over his face a few times with some different mediums because I made his eyes too black and then it just got too dark and then muddy. And then I had to end up getting one of my light pink paint pens to really fix his mouth area because I wanted him to have an extra big smile like the Cheshire Cat. So here you can see I'm trying my best to do that, but see, like right there it looks evil. So I'm like trying to use these little Langu pens to try to correct it, and of course it doesn't want to go over the black because no, it's not going to do it. So in the end, I will pull out my trusty Just Art acrylic paint pen and go over the spots that need to go over. Right now I'm just letting it dry, so I'm just continuing with the rest of the body. The next question is number 10. What is your favorite treat or snack to have with tea or coffee? Well, I don't drink tea or coffee. The only time I drink tea is when I'm sick, and it usually is an herbal type of tea, so it's a hot tea. And it was pretty much, that's what I had growing up. When you felt sick, you had that, or you had like a honey type of tea and it's supposed to make you feel better, or you had like Theraflu. Oh, you get it in the pharmacy, you pour it into a cup and it's hot, and you drink it when you have the flu. And so my beverage of choice is hot chocolate. I like hot chocolate or hot cocoa, whatever you want to call it. And it can have marshmallows. It doesn't have to have marshmallows. I've had many, many flavors. I've had raspberry, peppermint, peanut butter, cookies and cream, candy cane, I said raspberry, peppermint, orange. Did I say orange? Just the regular with marshmallows. Yeah, I've had many different flavors, and here where I live, they have little soda shack type things, and you can get hot chocolate and you can pick flavors, and they have all sorts of concoctions like snickerdoodle, hot chocolate. So you can get all these different cool little flavors. Of course, you could go to Starbucks and get hot chocolate there. But usually when I go to Starbucks, I usually get a strawberry frappuccino and use white chocolate. So, because I'm not a coffee drinker. But what I would have with my hot chocolate on a nice cold day would be one of those hot cinnamon rolls or hot cinnamon bun. And I like my cinnamon rolls to be nice and warm. It doesn't matter if it's just a plain one or one with raisins in it. But at Christmas time, I love the orange cinnamon roll. So if you have a hot orange cinnamon roll, I guess there's not that much cinnamon, it's mostly orange, and your hot chocolate is the hot chocolate orange, which tastes like those chocolate oranges, that would be perfect. Oh, so yummy. And then the last question is number 11. If you could, would you want to grow and shrink whenever you wanted? I am 5'3", Sometimes it would be nice to be a little taller. I don't want to be drastically tall, but it would be nice to be able to do it like shrink down and go up like real quick for little things that I'm doing, because I can't reach any of the tall shelves or high cupboards in my house. I can't reach any of them. And so, of course, I live in a rental, so it's not really my choice. If I had my own custom kitchen, I would be able to reach all my shelves. But as the time being, I have my oldest help me with that, and he's 6'4", so he has no problem reaching all those shelves. And since he's autistic, he does need help with bathing and things like that. And that is really hard when I'm 5'3". Helping wash hair, shave, things like that. I have to get him to like sit on a chair or something, because that's where I would like that little drink just maybe a little bit taller so that I could get in there and shave him better and wash his hair nicer and, get those things on the top shelf. I mean, it would be helpful, but then I would want to go back to my normal size. Now, to be a little small, I would like to be tiny once in a while. First off, I'd be scared to be tiny because I have a dog and I'd be afraid to try to eat me. But it might be nice to be tiny to just get an escape a little bit. Like after hearing the word mom 24/7 and you just need some mom time or mommy time, it would be nice to shrink down and be able to like shrink down with my book or something like that, or my coloring supplies, shrink all of it down. Like maybe I could get a dropper and shrink it down too, and then just go in a spot and just have my own little coloring time, and no one would be able to find me because I would be so small, So that would be good. But if I had the ability to shrink, like in regards to weight, of course I would use the shrink bottle. I mean, what better way to look swimsuit ready to, and then maybe I wouldn't have as much, and I would add a little extra during the winter so I wouldn't be freezing cold. That would be nice. And if I had a bottle to do that, that would be nice. And a bottle to make your hair thicker and more luxurious, that would be wonderful. I'd have a whole case of different bottles. A bottle that takes all your stress away, literally drains your stress out of your body and reduces your cortisol levels. That would be great. No, wouldn't we all like that? Anyone that suffers from mental health concerns can totally get that. So that's all the questions. I'm going to put the questions down in the description box below. And Told You Would, which is one of my co-hosts for November Mad Tea Party 2025, she tagged me in this, and I will be tagging some other colorists as well. And I am hoping that these colorists won't mind doing the tag. I would love to see them do it, and it would be really fun to watch your videos. You could do what I've done here, color and answer the questions. You can show your Alice books and answer the questions. You can go through all your Alice stickers, or maybe you have an Alice journal, like one of those junk journals, and you can show us the junk journal while going through the questions. Whatever floats your boat works for me. As you can see here, I fixed my Cheshire cat. So the first one I want to tag is my good friend Kate from Kate's Coloring Haven. She is such a sweetheart, and she's a Disney fanatic. She loves Disney, and I think she would have some really great answers to these questions. So Kate, I am tagging you, Kate's Coloring Haven, and I'll put your channel down below. Everyone I mention, I'll put your channel down below. All right, guys, I lost the rest of my video. I was done with the coloring, so I just put this picture up for you guys to look at. I found it on Pinterest. So the next person I want to tag is Erica from Elm Colors. Erica is such a sweetheart, and I think she would do a great job answering these questions. The next one I want to tag is Christina from Christina's Art Corner. She's such a sweetheart, and I would love to hear her response. I want to tag Candace from Happy Catastrophe, and I love watching Candace's videos. She always does such a wonderful job. And I'd like to tag Meg from Meg's Coloring Corner. She helped me with this last year. She will have some really fun responses. And the last person I'm going to tag is Coloring with Maya. She has such a fun channel and unique taste in coloring books. Love to hear your answers. Thank you everyone for watching, and those that I've tagged, please tag me in your videos.